Welcome, age of vintage society. Luck, destiny, fate. Do you know the girl who ditched all these words through hard work and determination? Those sparkling eyes and who cares mind even made God question himself, is there anything that can stop her? As she never put a full stop to her own race. Even after being diagnosed with polio, she said, "I can't remember any time when I was not singing." Meet the Iron Lady, Dinah Frances Rose Shaw, who proved everyone wrong by becoming the most successful person in the world of movies, music and games. How Dinah Shaw's cringy questions made millions. I want you to know, my viewers, how much I appreciate you. Without your support, these videos wouldn't be possible. Thank you for those who hit the thanks button. Who said an actor can never be a musician? And if that's true, we are still confused about how Dinah Shaw managed to be an all-rounder. Whether it's a play, an album, or even a sports week, we have seen Dinah, the American singer, actress, television personality, and top-charting female vocalist, on the stage enjoying audience cheers and support. She achieved great success by working in different programs of the television series Chevrolet Automobile Company, and after failing many singing auditions, she finally came out on her own, appeared as the first singer of her era, and got excellent solo success. And in case you still don't believe your eyes, just search it out, and now you'll find a string of 80 popular hits of Dinah from 1940 to 1957. Not only this also, but she led a 4-decade career in American television. Well, it may sound so fascinating, but the journey from Frances Rose Shaw to Dinah Shaw was full of stones. It took a lot of hard work and effort to walk on the road to fame, but after a lot of struggle she finally got the roles that made her stand tall. But acting was not enough for Dinah, as after 2 years of acting she started her own TV show named The Dinah Shaw Show, which got her more success than before. Once she enjoyed the fruit of fame, she never looked back, as in 1956 she again hosted a series called The Chevy Show, and just after some years she came up with her very own The Dinah Shaw Chevy Show, where she literally put the stage on fire by being the best host of the century. And in April 1976, Dinah shocked everyone by appearing on the comedy program Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Well, after this comedic show, it felt like Dinah was unstoppable, as the same year she hosted Dinah and Her New Best Friends, which was a big hit of that time. Though there are so many achievements in her name, including her fundraising ceremonies and charity work, but still there was one thing that made her unique and stands out from all was her titles. The First Lady member of the Hillcrest Country Club, she became a member of the World Golf Hall of Fame and also achieved an honorary award of Old Tomb Morris from GCSAA. But how does her uniqueness win everyone's hearts? According to her close fellows, every aspect of her life was a light for others and a hope for desperate people. She was not only a woman with strong thoughts and a good career, but also gave aspiration to her fans with her motivating statements and steps, which is why people loved her and still love her today. Although she opens the door to hope for many, there was a time when she was in the dark, as her childhood and upbringing stage of life was one of the darkest eras of her life, because she was affected by polio, and the disease was life-threatening as the vaccination was not yet discovered at that time. Complete bed rest was the only treatment for her, but she never gave up on her treatment and continued through therapies and challenging exercises. Her care showed off well, and finally, after going through a lot, she recovered from polio. Although she was stricken with deformation of her foot and had a little limp in her walking style, the constant support of her mother made her believe that you can achieve every dream if you have faith in yourself. Well, it was not only her mother who was behind her successful career, as her father also paid attention to her singing passion. He usually took her to his shop, and she sang the songs to the customers without making preparations. But suddenly her happy life was turned into a disaster when one day her mother died of a sudden heart attack. Though it was hard for her, a hope that the brightest stars shine in the darkest nights made her consistent with her journey. She continued her study and applied to Vanderbilt University. Moreover, to remain calm and avoid grief, she involved herself in many activities, including the Chi part of the Alpha Epsilon Phi community. Even though she got herself a degree in sociology, singing has been her passion since childhood, and it never took off from her mind. So she decided to make a career in this field. To fulfill her childhood dream, she moved to New York City to sing for auditions on radio stations and auditions for orchestras. This time the luck ball was in her court, as her name became so popular that later on it appeared as her stage name. At radio station WNEW in 1940, she eventually was hired, where she performed and contracted with RCA Victor Records, and in the same year she came across a vocalist on another radio station's program. The program got a hit. As a result, she was promoted. But guess what? This promotion opened the door to success for her, as it was the time when Eddie Cantor noticed her. He booked Dinah for his radio show, Time to Smile, and when the whole United States was struggling with World War II, Dinah took advantage of it. She released her new song, which motivated the troops by saying, "Blues in the night, you'd be so nice to come home to," and "I'll walk alone," and that's how this song became the most popular hits of that time. But still she constantly participated in different radio shows all over the year in 1940, and made herself more renowned than ever. Well, the main thing that made her appearance notable everywhere was her warm attitude, friendly behaviour, and humbled livelihood. Her features made her able to attain great success as a variety series host. She disclosed her different talents on those shows and made people crazy. She remained on top throughout her career, whether on radio, television, or in films. Achieved so much success, even a group of a certain age knows only about her calm but warm, friendly attitude very well. Yes, we can't deny that she was so perfect in her manners that no one could hold out against her. Well, guys, hold your horses tight yet, as her era didn't end up here, and after singing she tried her luck in her acting career and brightened her future by working in television. She made a debut in 4 specials for ABC, sponsored by Purex Corporation. Moreover, she also hosted an episode on NBC and called the show a do show, because she thought that you could not resist what you had asked for. Her guests were forced to do what she asked them to do, and she even asked an unexpected question to Frank Sinatra, an American singer, to share his famous spaghetti sauce recipe on the show. Not only this, even in an episode known as Sophisticated Lady, the United States Vice President, Spiro Agnew, was opposed to playing the keyboard with Shaw, and in the same show, Ginger Rogers insisted on exploring the way of throwing a clay pot on a machine called a potter's wheel. Now you can understand the reason behind its popularity. Not only Shaw, but also her cringy questions made the show stand tall. Though the show was very famous and loved by the fan club, NBC sent a telegram to Shaw with a congratulations note on it, as she won the Emmy Award. But at the same time it was with a wish note where she was informed that the show was being cancelled, as it disassociated a game show programming block. But this didn't break her, as after this heart-wrenching news, Shaw wanted a break from regular work and decided to give her free time to cooking. Yes, you heard it right. Can you imagine an actress, a singer, a tournament organiser, a host, and what not that we cannot add to her list? But wait, we forget one more talent you guys can never imagine. Yes, she can cook, and this is not over here, but she published her cooking books in that regard. Many of us know that she hosts many programs with chefs and admires them for their cooking work, but she was herself a good cook. Though it took a bit longer to be good at it, she confessed in one of her books that she was not a master of cooking, but her childhood memories also consisted of making different dishes. She said, "Now I can cook much better, even for my dog, and prepare a formal meal." But on the other hand, she once said, "I tried Frida's French toast many times, but failed every time. At last, after making so many attempts, it was finally presentable." We cannot resist that Dinah Shaw was an all-rounder, as she got success everywhere she put her steps on, but the only thing that ditched her throughout her life was the hard-to-get love. Shaw got married in 1946 to a famous actor, George Montgomery. Well, we cannot say it was a happily lived ever after marriage, but nor was it a failure, as with him Dinah had a daughter named Melissa Ann, Missy Montgomery. Still, both of them always wanted a son, so after numerous attempts, she gave up on giving birth, and the couple decided to adopt a son, John David Jody Montgomery. But unluckily, even the children could not strengthen the bond, and soon George and Shaw got divorced. But what was the reason behind this all-of-a-sudden divorce? So when an interviewer asked Dinah's ex-husband George about behind the curtains of the marriage with Shaw, he said, "Both Frank and Shaw had an affair in the 1950s, and I think that's enough to end a relationship because there was nothing left." Anyhow, Shaw's romance news and rumours also added some fire to the air when she was seen with different personalities on different time slots, including Dick Martin, American actor Eddie Fisher, and Rod Taylor. Well, we can surely say Shaw was the badass playgirl, as she not only dated her mates in the early 70s, but also had a happy and romantic relationship with the American actor Burt Reynolds, who was 20 years younger than her. It was a 4-year-long relationship, but like all, Shaw decided to separate her ways with Burt Reynolds, and when their relationship reached an end, the newspapers associated her name with many other younger men. Ron Ely, Wayne Rogers, and Andy Williams were the names that looked at the top of the list. Well, one thing was clear. Shaw was not a love-forever girl, but finally, after so much struggle, she found the true love of her life. No, this time it was not Burt Reynolds, but surely none other than golf. Yes, you heard it right. Golf was considered her love as a play. Once she opens up saying, "I never play a game for society's craze or passion, neither would I be interested in playing a game just to lose weight. Forget exercise and forget to lose some kgs, but play for your passion. Love sports for your leisure, not for your other goals." This statement was proof of her love for golf that a statue of her could be looked at Mission Hills Country Club with a description note which accurately describes her character, the First Lady of Golf. Back in time, 50 years ago, she became a member of LPGA when it was called a man's game. She became not only a member but also hosted the most famous tournament. Once the president of Colgate, David Foster, contacted Shaw and offered to host their sports news channel. She thought it was a tennis tournament, so she refused the offer. But he immediately cleared the misunderstanding and said, "No, no, no, Shaw, this is golf, your love," and she was all in. Everything was going well in her life, but eventually in 1993 she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and as the diagnosis was too late, the complications were too much for her. The disease was getting uncontrollable, and it was hard for her to bear the pain. It is said, though, that she died in 1994 on 24th of February, 5 days before her 78th birthday, but she still exists through her work and role in society. She was cremated the same day when she died. Some ashes were taken to California, and others were given to her relatives as per their beliefs. Her hometown presented her honour, named after her with Dinah Shaw Boulevard, and not only this, but she also achieved a Golden Plate Award. Dinah Shaw is the perfect example of if you work hard, your efforts pay off, but sometimes you know very little about someone in Hollywood. The truth behind Ralph Bellamy's undeserved reputation. Watch this video.